Delaware judge says that Colorado-based Dominion voting system's latest defamation case will move forward. The company is suing right-wing TV channel Newsmax, saying that the organization defamed it by falsely accusing Dominion of rigging the 2020 presidential election. The trial is set to start in less than 2 weeks. We're digging into the details of this latest case with the help of 9 News legal expert Whitney Traylor. Whitney, good morning.
Good morning, Jordan.
Now, before we get into those details, tell us a little bit about the defamation allegations.
Yeah. So the defamation allegations, as you said in the intro, there's 4 elements to defamation. One is a defamatory statement, which is one that's likely to harm your reputation. It's got to be communicated to a third party, be false, and cause damages. And so here, Newsmax was making these allegations that Dominion was working with Hugo Chavez, that they were rigging elections not only in the U.S. but all over the world. And so that was the allegations that Newsmax falsely published those statements, and of course they made it on their station, so it was published to many people, and that was clearly false. We have multiple cases now to show that that was not the case.
We know that the judge for this case made several key pretrial rulings in the past few days. What are those?
Yeah, so there was summary judgment motions filed on both sides, and essentially a summary judgment motion is when you go before the court and say, hey, there's really no need for us to go to trial. You can rule on this as a pretrial motion on dispositively. And the judge, both sides filed summary judgment, and the judge ruled basically in favor of Dominion and said that that these statements were false, they weren't pure opinion, and they were published. So essentially the judge is saying, okay, there's liability here. So now the real question is, how much are the damages?
How is Newsmax defending itself in this case? Does it have a valid defense?
Well, it's interesting. Newsmax is saying that they have this First Amendment right, but that still doesn't negate the defamation claims. And they're also saying, well, we went in December and we recanted what we said, which the judge actually used in his opinion to say, well, then that shows that what you were saying was false. I mean,
it was at the time.
Yeah, exactly. And so they're saying they're defending it to the hilt, but I'd be surprised because there were, of course, the Fox settlement was $787 million when they got sued and they acknowledged the wrongdoing. Jenna Ellis was disbarred. Sidney Powell was sued. Rudy Giuliani had to file bankruptcy. All these cases were related to these claims of election fraud in 2020, and these folks either settled or there were judgments against them. And again, Fox News, almost $1 billion settlement. So they knew it was false.
What's interesting about this one is it's a jury trial. So after these rulings from the judge, what is there left for the jury to actually decide?
Right, that's a great question. Really, it's about, there's 2 things, damages, so how much is it worth? And that's really what a lot of defamation claims come down to, because people can be defamed, it hurts their reputation and things like that, but they don't actually lose money. So here, Dominion is saying, hey, we died a slow death. We didn't get new customers, old customers didn't renew, and so it was over time. So the jury's gonna look at damages, and then because these are public entities, they're also going to look at, was there actual malice? So in other words, did Newsmax know it was false and completely disregard the truth? And the evidence, I mean, I read some of the statements in the judge's order, and there's just a plethora of evidence where these newscasters actually said, you know, this is behind closed doors and emails and text messages. They knew this was false.
Right.
And their business plan was that Fox had already called the election for Biden, and so they were saying, we're not calling it. So all those viewers were coming over to Newsmax to watch somebody saying, hey, this was election fraud. So it was really, there's a ton of evidence against Newsmax.
And in fact, some of those text messages that you were mentioning of were made public when this first popped up. It's pretty interesting to read if you haven't done so at home.
Yeah.
Whitney, thank you very much. We appreciate your time, my friend.